In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can use features in the Yellowjacket Sting Path Manager product to create a traffic simulation. To get things started, we'll create a new simulation and then go to the Tools menu and select Profile. From there, we will choose to import a profile by clicking Import, selecting our city profile, and then clicking Open. Our profile has now been loaded. To simulate traffic, we will need some cars. Let's go ahead and add our first car by right-clicking on the canvas, selecting Add Object, and then clicking where we want the object to go. You'll notice that the new object is automatically a red car thanks to the profile that we imported earlier. We actually added the car in the middle of nowhere, so let's go ahead and move it so that it's on one of our roads. Now let's get that car moving by right-clicking on the car, choosing Add Path, and adding a line path which we will have follow the direction of the road the car is on. The path is pretty hard to see, so let's finish this step by double-clicking on the path and changing its color to red. Let's now give our car some options of where it will go. To do this, we will need to add some intersecting paths, or branches, for it to travel on. We can do this by right-clicking on the path, going to Add Branch, and then choosing Line. Now we can move the locator to the exact starting point, left-click to set it, and then double-click where we want the branch to end. More often than not, road patterns intersect one another, so let's create some roads that connect with each other. Just like before, we will right-click on the path and go to Add Branch, but this time we will choose a closed line branch. A closed line branch is a branch that connects to other paths or branches on each end. A regular line branch is only connected on one end. In case you hadn't noticed, as we've added these branches, the Sting editor has added these orange diamonds in the timeline. If we hover over them, we can see the turns that will occur as our car moves around the city. Now let's go ahead and start adding traffic to our simulation by double-clicking on our path. In order to see changes as we make them, we'll go ahead and move our properties dialog so that it's not blocking any of our new branches. After doing this once, the Sting editor will always open the dialog in this new position. Next, click on Manage Traffic. As you can see, labeled cars have appeared at each intersection, indicating that these are possible entry points from which the traffic will start. We will then turn our traffic on by clicking the Enabled radio button. Obviously, one car does not make for traffic, so we will tell the traffic management system to generate a total of 8 objects, which in this case is cars. These new cars will be created at an interval of 1 every second by default. Next, let's work on the traffic entering our simulation. You'll notice that our original car is currently highlighted on the screen. This is because it is the traffic entry point that is currently selected in the entry point list. We will go ahead and change this to one of the entry points on the bottom of the screen. Note that the corresponding entry point is now highlighted on the canvas. If you haven't already noticed, all of the entry points in the list are black except for car 1. This is because none of the entry points are generating any traffic except for car 1. Let's change that for our highlighted entry point by changing No Traffic to Fixed Intervals after starting traffic. Our entry point is now red instead of black. We'll now go ahead and make that same change for 2 more entry points and then click OK twice to accept the changes and close the dialog. Notice that we now have grayed out cars anywhere that traffic is enabled. Let's wrap up by taking a quick look at the simulation in the Sting player. As you can see, the simulation adds a total of 8 cars which move around all of the branches of the path that we created. Thanks for watching this video on creating traffic.